Yes, we're doing it live, baby. We're doing it live. We are live once again. Yes, sir, we are. Um, let's see what we got going today, my friends, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. Once again, let's uh, let's rejoice. Your boy the Savage called it again, and it seems like we're entering some very happy times. At least if you follow me and you follow the Savage 20, at this point in time, you are grinning from ear to ear. Why do you say? Well, our stocks are mooning, man. Our stocks are mooning, and the opportunity is quite honestly everywhere at this point. We just got to pick and choose, right? And um, and we have to kind of mitigate where the risk is. Um, I'm the Savage of Wall Street. Welcome to my channel. Good morning, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. Hopefully, you guys can see up here uh, my little guy that's riding the bull market. Here it is once again. We're going live on this September 11th, 2025, and moment of silence for September 11th. I was actually in New York when this happened, and it brings back a lot of memories. I was actually in college, and I remember, the sadness. I remember the fear. I remember everybody holding hands at the quad and praying, and some pretty dark times in our nation's history. But you know what? Moment of silence, guys. Here we are. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you're watching me. If you're watching me from the good old USA, good morning to you. If you are watching me from Mexico, buenos dias. If you're watching me from Latin America, hola, buenos dias. If you're watching me from Japan or Asia, ni hao and good morning. So here I am. If you're in the Middle East, if you're in Australia, if you're in Africa, even, welcome to my channel. Look, guys, hey, man, very, very happy. Tom Kaufman's in the house saying hi, Savage, and go open. Indeed, let's go. Open Door Technologies. I've been pounding the table on Open Door since it was 60 cents. Actually, well before that. It was, I think, like 150, and I just saw the manipulation. I saw how it was getting shorted, and I was telling people get in there. It went down to like 60 cents, and I just I gobbled up as much shares as I could. I mean, I was everywhere, right? You never are supposed to put all your eggs in one basket, but I got thousands of shares, and man, I'm happy I did. Always be writing saying good morning, Savage and all. Andres de la Torres in the house. Mark C saying open on the move. Yes, it is. Jay Gill is in the house, and Karen D is saying hi, Savage. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are making money. Look at this, man. Open Door Technologies is up 65%. I did tell you guys yesterday when I went on live, I think in the afternoon, I said, don't be scared to write some $7 cash secure puts out to like January, out to December. Look at that. Those right now are probably worth 50% less. But anyhow, here we are. We are where we are. Open Door Technologies is almost $10. It's knocking on $10. It's squeezing. I told you guys yesterday, this is a squeeze. Yes, they had some good news yesterday. They're going to get the COO from Shopify to come in and helm the company. There's some people that were, kind of on the board that are going to unretire, so to speak, and then come back in and work on it. And, the CEO that was kind of misguided, and although it was not her fault that, the stock got shorted, there were things she could have done to mitigate, and I think that a lot of the board wanted her to go on a specific route, and she just decided to fight the board, and she's gone. Anyways, new CEO, there's new opportunities. This is not personal. We're trying to make money. We're trying to become millionaires. We're trying to make 100 millionaires on my channel. And Open Door is just one of the stocks that is one of the Savage 20. Look at Rcat. Rcat is up 25% today. I told you guys, Rcat $8 cash secure puts would have been golden, going to like January 2026. Those $8 cash secure puts are down, almost 50% at this point since I told you guys. Um, the $9 cash secure puts down almost 50% as well. So look, hey, you don't have to go and weep here. There's always another stock, but then again, if you're following me, you know that I talk about these stocks regularly. Black Sky. I don't think I have really talked about Black Sky, maybe like once or twice on the show, but it is up 12.48%. Nano Dimensions has earnings soon, and that's another one of the Savage 20. It is sitting right now at 144 a share. They do have earnings, and again, we don't expect earnings to be stellar. We don't expect earnings to be, to be mooning at this point, because the market is showing weakness. The economy as a whole is showing weakness, and CPI came in at 2.9%, right? So it's up 200 basis points from last month, and it's making it harder for the Fed to say we're going to cut rates for sure 100%. But I mean, Donald Trump is fighting the Fed at this point, and he wants his tax cuts. I think he will get them. Is it going to be next week? That's yet to be seen. But I mean, the market seems to think so. So the stocks are green. I mean, the market is green today, and then opportunity is everywhere. If you are holding any stock that's up over 10% today, I would suggest maybe some covered calls. I think TerraWolf was up like 6-7% this morning. You could have written some $12 covered calls expiring December and brought in a nice $1.50, in premium. And then right now it's already starting to come down. I just don't think that the market is going to go to like all-time highs everywhere. There's definitely weakness in the market right now. So you just got to pick and choose, where to go, and don't put all your eggs in one basket, because everything is kind of in flux at the moment. RXRX, another of the Savage 20, RXRX is having a good day. It was up 11% at a point, and I used that time because I had 30 contracts expiring next week. Some $6 cash secure puts and some $7 cash secure puts. And I said, I mean, I can't. I wanted to get the shares put into my account, but then I just, just seeing the numbers come in this morning, just seeing the environment, the extreme polarization of, like, the politics right now. I figured I'm just gonna roll one more time. I'm gonna roll one more time, and then I'm definitely under $3, under $4 a share now, because I rolled 20 contracts, the $6 cash secure puts, that I think my break even point was like would have been like 405 or something. Now, because I got, I think, 55 cents per roll, those are down to like what, 360 now. So I'm literally going to buy the shares at 360 in December, because that's when I rolled those. And then I rolled the sevens to March, and I brought in like 75 cents. The sevens I rolled to sixes. So I ended up taking $1,000 of premium back, or collateral back. So now those sevens became sixes, right? And I ended up getting some premium. So it's a win-win. And what am I doing? I'm still gonna buy the stock, through cash secure puts. I'm just making sure that I can get it as cheap as possible, and in case that there is a small downturn, right, which I think is gonna happen, I'm kind of protecting myself a bit on the downside, right? And guess what? The stock is sitting. Whoa! Look at that. It's coming down now. I timed it. 10% is the key, guys. I tell you guys, 5 to 10%. If your stock is at 50%, for sure, sell some covered calls. Right now, Open Door Technologies. Those of you guys that haven't written some contracts on Open Door just yet, I will be looking at selling 12s out to like October. you know, and try to bring in a lot of premium. So, anyways, my RXRX $6 call cash and cure puts were rolled to $6 strikes, same strike. I brought in more premium. I gave some time. I am totally okay with that. So I made almost $2,000 just rolling. Let's see here. AI C3.ai is up 3%. It's at 1608 right now. That's another 105 Savage 20. And I'm telling you guys, anywhere under $20, C3.ai is screaming by. It is a gift. For those of you guys that follow me with a 1750 cash secure puts going out to 2027, that's free money. That is free money in your account, my friends, because the stock is not going to be here for long. And then you can use that premium to buy shares out right now in the open market. Um, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. You know, so you're making money, so you make money or you make more money. What is the problem with that? Unity was down yesterday 5%, and it got up to 4% this morning, and then it's coming back down because I think that the market is starting to realize that Jerome Powell does not have to raise or cut rates next week. He absolutely doesn't have to. All right, let's see what do we got going here, my friends. Ricardo Canal is saying Savage sold my open at $9, but at $3.50. The bought cash secure put 60 strike still September 26th. I like it. I like it, my friend. You're making money. That's what you want. Congratulations, Ricardo. You're making bread. Susan Shops is in the house. Susan Shops, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Kent's mom is in the house. Kent's mom, number one watcher. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're making a lot of money, Kent's mom. I'm very curious to see what you decided to do with RXRX. I think you're holding RXRX. And if you're holding Open Door, congratulations. Mr. Lucky saying, hell yeah, open. Mr. Lucky Go Brown saying, Savage. Ricardo Canales says, need a ticker list of the Savage 20 so we can do our D&D. And if we want to build a position. I think I've been giving it the last few days, Ricardo. I've been talking about the Savage 20, and I kind of been hinting at it, but yeah. So I was thinking, and this was just hear me out, right? Maybe putting like the logo of the 20 companies like back here, like little logos everywhere, so kind of people like I think it would be cool, right? So that people can have an idea and not always be asking, is this a Savage 20? So yeah, but I mean, I talk about them all the time ad nauseum, right? So you guys will know what the Savage 20 are. And in the interest of full disclosure, I do trade these stocks pretty frequently, right? And I hold them. So do be warned that if I talk about a company, I'm probably trading it. And I'm not telling you to buy it. This is just information and me telling you about my contracts. I am an option writer. And this is kind of what I preach in my channel, right? Is people that are holding stock. You don't have to be beholden to just hodling, right? And then praying that the stock goes up. Sometimes the stock goes up and down. I mean, when do you sell? These are all questions. These are legit questions that people ask, right? Like Nvidia. Some people were like, they bought it at like 180, 185, and they're like, I'm gonna sell at 200, and they saw it drop to like 160, and they're like freaking out. So like they're like scared, and they sold. And now it's coming back up, and it's just like the nervousness of it all, right? Here in this channel, we talk about stocks that we like, right? And then we talk about opportunity. If a stock goes down, and this is just like my strategy, if a stock goes down, 10, 15, 20% on a specific day, and the stock, it's still the same stock that it was yesterday, there is no shenanigans, The CEO is not embroiled in some scandal. There is no insider trading. The fundamentals are still the same, and it's running on no metrics. And it's just because the overall market is selling, or there's some type of hit piece on it. Guess what? You go in through a cash secure put. You go 2-3 months out the door or out in time. Um, and let's say the stock was $15 and it's down to $12 right now. For whatever reasons, there was a hit piece, and the stock is at $12. So then you could go and say, well, you know what? I'm willing to buy this stock at $11 instead of 12. So you're basically getting, almost 10% cheaper than it is now, which it's already down, but like if it's down, $3, that's a good 20% discount, right? So okay, uh, you're willing to buy it even at less than that, and then you're getting paid for that. So that's the way that I like, to acquire uh, companies. And so this is what I preach. And on days like today, when stocks run that you own, right, or that I own, and the stock goes up 15%, 10% in a day, that's my cue to sell a covered call. If the stock was $10 and it's now $13 today, or $12 today, and it ran a lot, then I'll sell some $13 covered calls out, a month and a half, 2 months out, and I'll bring in like $1.50 in premium. So essentially, I'm willing to sell the stock for $14.50, because if it's a $13 strike with $1.50 premium, it's really $14.50 what the break even point is, right? So if the stock on that day is like, I don't know, 13.25, well, guess what? I'm okay getting it taken out, because then I can just go at market price and buy at 13.25, because I'm basically keeping $125 of premium money. Or I can just wait for that stock to have a red day, which it will, right? And then I'll go through a cash secure put, but instead of 13, I'll do 12s, and then just eventually get assigned. That's how you roll. That's how you make money. All right. So yeah, Ken's mom is in the house, and Ricardo Canales saying I need a ticker list, and I told you, yeah, we're working on it. Mr. Lucky saying, to be honest, I'm very nervous to sell covered calls on my open. I mean, what are you nervous about though? What is your average? Like, what did you buy them at? If you bought open at 60 cents and $1, and you're nervous to see why, see, this is greed. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. I'm not saying that you're it's okay to be kind of you don't know what's going to happen, right? So you're kind of hesitant, because you're like, man, what if it goes to 15? But what if it goes back to 5? Then you're holding the bag. There's going to be profit taking at some point, right? I mean, the news right now, of course, has everybody excited. But if you got open is $10 a share right now, right? Okay. And this is another thing. Like, I have, $5 covered calls that I'm going to get taken out on in January. I'm okay with that, because I took a lot of premium, and I bought it at, like, my average is 70 cents. So, you can't win them all, right? And the point of you investing is to make money, right? So don't let greed get in the way of your success. And it's one of those things where, like, how much is enough, right? Like, what are you waiting for? Right now, November 21st calls. You could sell a $13 cover call and bring in 226 this moment. Right now, the stock is at 992. In November, you can sell it at $13. So you're making $300 per contract, in addition to where it is now, and you're bringing in 226. That's $226. You have 10 contracts. That's $2,260 you're bringing in, my friend. Don't get greedy, because pigs get slaughtered. Now, that is not to say that if the stock goes to $20, yeah, you're gonna be like, man, I could have made more. But guess what? You could have made a lot less, because what if the stock gets now? People start taking profit, right? Which it looks like people are starting to take profit, and it goes back down to 7, right? And it stays there for a couple of more days, and then it goes to 8 and 9, and then it goes back to In 3 weeks it's at $10 again. You just lost 3-4 weeks of time in which you could have sold some covered calls, and then it went down and you could have bought them for 40-50% less. Time is money, right? So the stock goes down, the time progresses, so then that data decays, and then you still have your stock. Worst case scenario, somebody hands you $1,300 in November 21st for your 100 shares of open. That's a good problem to have, my friend. Let me tell you, if you have 10 contracts, that is $13,000 to you, my friend. And guess what? Don't forget the $2,260 you got today. So you're essentially making over $15,000 on your transaction, right? On a 60-cent stock. What? I mean, dude, like you have to be honest with yourself and be like, like, are you in it for the right reasons, right? Like, if you're in it to for a lottery ticket type of thing, then you just hold on for dear life and hope and pray that your stock goes to like $100 a share. It could happen. Open Door could be the next Carvana. I said it on this channel. That it has all the makings of the next Carvana. Or you could take some money off the table and pay your bills. Make the money real right now. With if you have 10 contracts and you bring in $2,225 or $2,250 on your 10 contracts, you could pay your mortgage this month with that, or next month. What is wrong with that? And then you're gonna have a good Christmas, because on November 21st, you get $13,000. Holy shit, you're gonna have a great Thanksgiving. Let me tell you, you're gonna definitely have something to give thanks for, and you're gonna have some cool presents. Your kids, your family, your significant other, they're gonna have some cool presents because you'll have an extra $13K to throw around, which you're not gonna spend everything in presents. You're gonna take maybe 10,000 of that or 9,000 of that and reinvest it somewhere else, right? Like RXRX or like freaking GME, or you can go into like C3.ai. But the point is that the stock that you got was 60-70 cents a share, and now you sold it at $13, and you brought in $225 for one contract. Like, what? That's a win. So don't let greed dictate. And you don't have to write on all your shares. If you have 2,000 shares, write on 1,000. If that's how nervous you are, right? Write on 1,000. Worst case scenario, you get taken out, you made money, and now you still hold on to these, or you could hedge your bets, and sell some covered calls right now, bring in that money, and buy some $20 covered, calls, since it's all premium anyways, right? Right, like buy like 3 or 4, $20 calls out to like June 2026 or something, or 25s. Why not? All right, Judith saying morning, Savage and all. CKT saying morning, bought some more open, and wrote some $12 covered calls to November for 230. That's how you do it. See, that's how you do it. My man went to November. He took in for a $12 covered call, $239. Like right now, you could have already 200 for the 13s, 225. But still, I mean, it's money, right? So you bought some more open. You're selling 12 for 239, and that's almost 20%. Boom, there it is. So basically, you did a buy right. I mean, as long as you're making money, but like I would have gone into a cash secure put. You win a market. I mean, it seems like it's squeezing a bit, right? So like I see what you're doing, but again, you guys know that my strategy is is going through cash secure puts. But hey, look, as long as you're making money and you're okay with the decision, that's what matters, dude. Dude is in a house saying, I'm in a house, but I forgot to say anything. And you don't have to say anything, my friend. You can just be like, what's up? You're the dude. Ricardo Canales is in the house. Ricardo Canales saying, sounds good about the logo. Dude is saying, that would be super cool, the Savage 20. Ken's mom took the profit I made from selling some open stock a few weeks ago and bought $10 open calls to January 2027. Those calls are up now 167%. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, you took money off the table, and you said, you know what, I'm gonna mitigate, and I'm gonna be in case it runs. Let me buy some $10 open calls to January 2027, and they're up 167%. That's how you do it. You're making money, right? But you took profit off the table. That's the point. She took profit. See, Ken's mom, she knows what the deal is, man. She takes profit over 100% every time, and I'm so proud of her because she just comes in, she does her thing, and she's at home, doing her thing, and she comes in and making a ridiculous amount of money. I love to see that. Mr. Lucky Savage just called me a pig. I didn't call you a pig. I said the bulls make money. I said bears make money and pigs get slaughtered. So don't get caught oinking around. Susan Shop says with open at 986, up 68%. Is it too late to buy it now? And if I do, what cover code would I write? I think that I think let's see, CKT just gave you an idea. I personally would just do a cash secure put. That's how I would enter the trades, and I get paid that route, in case it comes back down. Right. I told people about the $7 cash secure puts yesterday. At open, you could do some $7 cash secure puts, out to like November or December, and you would make it a nice coin. But I mean, don't be afraid of those. Still, those $8 cash secure puts out to November. Why not? Get some premium. Let's see. What would the cash secure puts in the $8 strike bring you in to November? 190. 190 right now. You could get, basically you're buying it at 6, right? 610. So $8 cash secure puts out to November on open right now are bringing you in $193. So pretty much almost 25% of your return on investment, like just like that. Done. Sorry guys, my nose itches. I don't know. My wife is cooking something downstairs, I think. Let's see here. Andres de la Torre is saying roll calls on my open at $9 for September 19th. I'll probably lose them all, but good profit with 189 cost. Not You're making money. Also, right now, you can roll those September 19th to October. Keep this. Go to 10 or go to November. Go to November, $10 strikes, and bring in more premium because time is money. So you're going up $100 per contract on the chain, right? And you're bringing in more premium. So it's a win-win. So don't be scared. Don't be scared, man. I would totally go roll right this minute, right now that it's showing weakness a bit, and people are taking profit. Yeah, I would go right now. I would look at my options, and see, go down the option chart, right? Go to roll and see what rolling would be, and if it's worth it. I think it would be worth it because you're going up, $1 on the option chain upwards, right? And you're bringing in more money, and all you're giving up is a couple of months. What do you care? You're willing to sell it at fucking at $9. If you're willing to sell it at $9, why not sell it at 10? And if you got 10 of those, you just made $1,000 just on moving up the chart, right? And the premium you're gonna make in addition, that's a win-win, dude. I expect a good gift for Christmas from you for that for that information. I sold this contract 2 weeks ago. Andres de la Torre. That's how you make money. You're making money, man. Kilua Dre is in the house saying, "Good morning, Unc. Looks like my open shares will be called away as well." Don't be afraid to roll, folks. Don't be afraid to roll, man. I don't understand why you guys are afraid to roll. Like whenever you're in the money, right? Roll, make more money. What's the problem? Mr. Lucky Go Brown saying, "I'm just messing with you, Savage." It's all good, man. I know that. Dude is saying, "Savage, check into ASST. Did you see the pre-market move yesterday? I hit it. It hit 15. Though the pits are still skewed to the calls. It's interesting, a delta squeeze, dude. I know. I'm good. I'm good. I have 20 contracts. And I'm just I got, I think my average is like 345 for $5 cash secure puts. So that's essentially I'm good on a break even of 155 on the stock. And to go out a month, that's insane to me. So at this time, I mean, look, we're Thursday, right? Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. Then we have Saturday, Sunday, and then next week there goes 4 or 5 days that are gonna get eaten out, right? Um, and then we're on to like almost the middle of September, and the next week is the 19th. Then we're into the next trading week, which would be the 21st of September, 22nd of September. Then we're done. Then we're into October, right? And those contracts are just gonna shrink. So I am very, very, very curious as to that trade, and I am willing to hold it till expiration just because I want to get all that money back, $10,000 back. I received over $6,000 in premiums on $10,000 to go through a cash secure put on this company in a month. That's fucking insane. And if I can buy back like for a penny or like 5 cents, I will. In which case, I'm going to look to then sell some more $5 cash secure puts, but this time out to November. And I'm going to try to bring in another $3. Another $2-3 would be insane, because then I'm essentially like getting paid to buy that company, right? So it's Vivek Ramaswamy is the person that's kind of one of the main characters, and the guy just donates so much fucking money to the Republican Party. This company is based out of Texas, and it's just it's basically they're trying to become a Bitcoin treasury, right? They're trying to make that move. And they're doing business with like TikTok and Discord, and I mean these are companies that I'm always using. So it's money. It's a company that I use. I tell you guys all the time, if you're using a company all the time, if you're always putting money into a specific company all the time, buy it. Buy the company through a cash secure put and hold it, because I mean if you're always buying, that means that like you see that it has a use, right, in your everyday life. There's value there, and if you see it, then there's chances that a lot of other people see that, in which case don't be scared to go in and kind of put your money where your mouth is, right, and become a shareholder of a company that you're always investing in, because you're investing in it by paying it dues or fees or paying for a service. And so why not get paid? You go to Costco, get some Costco stock, right? You shop a lot at Target, get some Target stock. Are you always at Walmart? Is your wife like me and always fucking buying Amazon? We have something downstairs every day, every single day. And I think she single-handedly is adding like $1 per share to the fucking stock. But yeah. So guess what? Buy Amazon. I mean, it's not rocket science, right? Let's see here. Savage Chicken Honesty. Yeah, I did. I'm very interested to see what happens with ASFC. Dude, that NVIDIA June 140 put you suggested has come in 182 already. I told you, man. I told you. NVIDIA is it's worth at least $140 a share. I think it's overvalued at this point, right? But it doesn't mean that it's not worth $140. I think that's like the fair market value for NVIDIA right now, 135, 140, right? You do a 140 cash secure put out to like April, right, or June, bring in a ridiculous amount of money to buy it at 140. If you bring in 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, $15 of premium, guess what? You're essentially buying it at 125, 130, which is way less than it is now, right? And that was then. Now it's up a lot. But wait for it to be red. There's gonna be profit taken, and also there's gonna be some weakness in the market. If it comes back down to 160 again, 165, 145, going with cash secure puts out to like March or June, bringing a fucking boatload of premium and dare the market to put those shares in your account. Let's see here. Andres La Torre saying, laugh out loud. I love you, Savage. It's all good, my man. Dude, I got $937. The bid ask now $750 to $760. See, you got almost $1,000 for it, and that you could sit on your hands and do nothing. You just do nothing. Just it's money in the bank. That's what you got to see the cash secure put as. It's money in the bank. In worst case scenario, you get some shares put into your account of a company you were looking to buy anyways. What is wrong with that? Double D saying, good morning, rolled my open. Good for you. Make money or make more money. Dude is saying ASST does seem pretty interesting flat. You're happy with the trade. Oh, I think you said glad you're happy with the trade. I feel bad. It ended up being a dog. I'm holding two. I have a stink offer on a roll to November. Dude, it's not a dog. ASST is not a dog. It's just chill. Just wait. You have patience. It just went to 15, right? $14. And then people are fucking taking a ridiculous amount of profit right now. It happens. That's all right. That's all right. If anything, I'm the dumbass because with all that premium I got, I could have bought like 100 shares just for shits and giggles. I should have bought 100 shares. I would have sold yesterday. When it moves that fast, that violently, take profit. You take profit off the table right away. Um, okay, that's a good idea on Nvidia. I'm with you. Thank you. Of course, dude. No problem. All right, so here we go, man. Let's see. Let me share something with you guys. I'm hoping you guys can see this. Can you guys see it? There it is. All right, my friends. All right. Let's see here. Stock market today, Dow gains, inflation and jobless claims both rise. This is what I was telling you guys. Yes, my in fact, my name is Cesar Escobar, in case you guys are wondering. But I am the savage. Let's see here. Stocks rose Thursday after the final inflation reading before next week's Federal Reserve meeting. Wall Street views an interest rate cut all but assured. I told y'all. Thursday's report showed consumer prices rose 2.9% in the last 12 months through August, speeding up from 2.7% in July and matching the expectations of surveyed economists. The rate is above the Fed's 2% target, but traders are confident that the central bank will cut rates in response to the weakening labor market. Separate data showed weekly initial jobless claims at the highest. Pay attention to that. Since 2021. And this is the thing. Yes, highest since 2021. But the numbers are that of like 2008. And that's the scary part because what happened in 2008? This is exactly why I tell you guys do some cash your puts on really red days and go down a strike zone and go down 3 months, 2 months, so that you can go and get paid, a nice chunk of premium to buy the stock at even cheaper than it is now. Because if there is weakness in the market and we do enter a downtrend, you're getting a stock that you wanted anyways for super cheap. And once you are there and you get assigned, you can do more cash secure puts and go lower and average down and add to your position. That's how you grow your portfolio. That's how you make a lot of money. Because trust me, most millionaires are not made during bull markets. Most millionaires are actually made during bearish markets. If you can navigate the bear market, you're going to make a lot of money. This is exactly why I love this guy. I love seeing this guy. You heard? Because, man, that's opportunity. I love seeing my little bear, man. Meanwhile, the European Central Bank kept its main rate on hold as expected, following a more aggressive campaign of cuts than its U.S. peers. They have already been cutting. U.S. and most global stock indices rose, with the Dow Industrial on pace to close above 4,600 for the first time on record. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite are both on track to close at all-time highs as well. The 10-year Treasury yield briefly dipped below 4%, and that's another thing you guys got to look at, okay? You got to know this crap. If the 10-year Treasury yield dips below 4 and the 2-year goes above 4, that's a divergence, okay? You don't want that. When that happens, all bets are off. The fucking stock market goes in a frenzy and there's a sell-off. Because what is that telling you? You're supposed to be making more money, right? Whenever you put your money away in a bank or treasury, and they say, okay, you're gonna make 4% a year, right? Because that's you're putting your money away. And somebody comes in and puts their money their money away for 2 years and make more in interest than in the 10-year. That is a divergence. We don't want that. Okay, that is when all types of fucking red flags and whistles go off and the stock market sells off. Look for the algos to dump. If that day comes in sooner than later, okay, this is why we're sitting on cash, my friends. This is why I am sitting on at least 40% cash right now because of that. You gotta look at that stuff. Oil prices fell as traders weighed OPEC's plan to boost crude production against heightened geopolitical tensions. The European defense stocks extended gain. That's one of the reasons that Rcat is up this morning. So there's that. Um, as you guys can see, man, there's opportunity. There's opportunity out there, right? The stock market is relentless. I think it's trying its best to stay afloat. SoFi is at 26.58 at this point in time. It is up 4.18%. Okay. Um, what is our target, right? What is our number? Our number is to start looking to sell cover calls at 5%. So right now, you go to options. You go to November 21st on SoFi. You go to sell a call. And you say, hey, what would I get if I sold a $30 covered call on SoFi? It's at 26.54 at this moment. Okay. You can basically sell for $188 of premium right now. If you were to sell a $30 covered call, the stock has to go 350 up before November 21st. If it does not, you keep that premium. You keep the premium now, quite honestly, right? But if I was looking to sell a covered call on SoFi, I would not be scared to go to like $29 and get 217 cents or $217 per contract, or $30 and get $186 per contract. You got 10 of those, you're bringing in $1,800, $60. What is wrong with that? If you bought SoFi at $10, at $8, and you're selling at 30, you're making a lot of money. That's how you make profit, and look for profit taking. It seems like $27 is the ceiling for it. So I would look to start kind of selling covered calls now, man. Look at C3.ai. It's up almost 4%. It was actually up 4% at a point. Um, Look for C3.ai to get to $18. It's going to get to $18. It's going to take a little time, but your $1750 cash secure puts out to 2027 are not a bad bet at all, my friends. RXRX, it seems to be kind of in that $5 to 450 channel, right? So let's see what happens. I made my rolls this morning. I made money. I'm very curious to see. Heavily shorted stock. Extremely good company. They have a low float and not that many shares in existence. Great company. They have contracts with Bayer. They have contracts with GlaxoSmithKline. They have contracts with Genentech, I believe. They have contracts with Merck. I mean, these guys have some really good contracts, and they're just one news cycle away from going to $10 a share. Give it time. It's accumulating. I'm accumulating at this point in time. It's all good. Rivian, 1450. I told you guys when it was $13, sell some $12 cash secure puts out to like 2026. Get paid some money to buy the stock, and right now it's up 4.5%. Those are worth a lot less now. SOXS is now trading at a 52-week low. Right now is when I would look to go into SOXS and buy at market price. A little hedge, so to speak, against the semiconductors. This is the direction daily semiconductor. It is a leveraged 3x, kind of like a bear position into semiconductors. Nvidia's is going up just on the market itself, going up at this moment. But when we enter, if we enter, and when we enter a bear market, these are going to go to like $10, $12 a share. So this is kind of the way that I hedge, and I position myself to protect myself against a downturn. Other than cash your puts, this is kind of how you do it, right? You go into like a leveraged fund, and you make sure it's 2x or 3x, so that if Nvidia, SMCI, and AMD, if those go down 1%, this goes up 3%. That's what I like. Right now it's at a 52-week high or 52-week low. This is when it's a good time to go in and kind of start nibbling, um, because I think we're frothy, right? So yeah, I think it's a good time to buy, 100 shares. I'm actually going to do so as we speak. There is buy, 100 shares of SOXS, and we're going to send the boom. We're sending it. SOXS order completed. I just got another 100 shares. There it is. Boom. It's all good, my friends. Just another 100 shares and averaging down. Because what? Because I got to put my money where my mouth is. All right, here we go. What else do we got here? I meant, what if I feel bad if it was a dog? Clearly, it's not. Give Savage a thumbs up. Yeah, man, give me a thumbs up, folks. There you go. Do the same. What the deal is. Let's see here. Let me see. Share something else with you guys. There it is. Boom. All right. All right. Is that Business Insider? Yes, it is. All right. Good, good, good. Open Door is being hailed as the next GameStop as investors flock to the hottest meme stock around, baby. If I can get rid of this stuff. Open Door Technologies emerged as a darling among retail trades this summer, or traders. The digital real estate company surge as a bullish thesis from a hedge fund manager comes in, right? Its parabolic move higher, and the buzz from the retail crowd are reminiscent of GameStop's 2021 rally. Okay, little known stunk pumped up by super fans on the internet might sound like stuff of 2021, but this year has had its share of meme stock madness, and one stock in particular is in the spotlight, and that is Open Door Technologies. In July, shares of a small internet real estate company surged unexpectedly. Open Door Technologies had caught the attention of hedge fund manager Eric Jackson, renowned for his accurately optimistic call on Carvana stock in 2023. The founder of EMJ Capital revealed a position in Open Door, stating that he believed it has significant growth potential. I've been telling you guys, when it was 60 cents, 70, 80 cents, I said, this could 100x. This could 100x. And people were like, what? It's 60, 70 cents. Why would it? And then there it is. I said it was 100x. That potential, it's a real estate play. If interest rates are cut, to the point where we have two whole, points come down. So basically we go from 5.5% to 3.5%, 200 basis points, right? This stock is the real deal. They're a real company. They're sitting on a lot of inventory. And the reasons why they haven't really been selling, because the interest rates are high. People are not really buying real estate right now. They want lower interest rates, right? But once interest rates start coming down, they're going to make a ridiculous amount of money. And so if you guys know anything about Carvana used to be like $100, $150 a share. And then they shorted it just like Open Door. And they fucking got greedy. They shorted it to like $2, $3 a share. And then they just held it there as long as they could, and eventually the street got hold of it, the whiff of what was going on, and then you started buying some cheap shares. Nobody was selling, everybody was holding, and then right now Carvana's like $200-$300 a share again. Now, is Open Door going to go to $200-$300 a share? I don't know, but I do know for a fact that Open Door at this point in time is 100% without a doubt $9.79 a share. That's where we're at right now. So that's all that I can tell you. And if you want to take advantage of it being $9.79 a share right now, you absolutely can through a covered call. And I showed you exactly what type of covered calls, what strike, what day would be awesome, so you could bring in some good money. Yeah. Uh, all right, here we go. Another one I want to share with you guys. Let's see here. Um, All right. As of September 11th, 2025, the average 12-month price target for Recursion Pharmaceuticals, RXRX, is approximately 647 based on analysis from several Wall Street firms. Price targets vary by firm, so it is important to consider the full range of forecasts. RXRX analyst ratings and price target summary are the consensus rating is a hold. They never tell you to sell. Wall Street will never tell you to sell. Uh, they just tell you to buy and hold, right? This is the thing. The stock has been just shorted, man, just heavily shorted, by the way. And because it's got a low float, it's easily manipulated, right? Okay. Um, but this is the deal. It's actually a really, really good company. Very well run, great CEO. The guy actually knows what the fuck he's doing. And the guy has a very huge vested interest in the company because he buys a lot of stock. Insiders are always buying it whenever it's at these levels. That tells you all you need to know, right? So, average 12 months price target is 647, which would represent an upside of around 40% for the last closing price when it wasn't like a 450. Anyways, the stock is at 492. 492 is not 647, right? So right now it's accumulating. Right now, I told people, the last few days when RXRX has been like 450, 460, I was like, you sell some $4 cash secure puts out to January 2025 or 2026. Um, bring in some money for your troubles. Worst case scenario, you buy the stock at under $3 or under $4 a share, right? I think like 350, 360, 37, 340, something like that. The point is that, right now, those are worth less. And like, if you would have taken that money and bought, stock where it was sitting at a couple of days ago at low, you would have made good money. But again, this is where we are. RXRX, I'm telling you, I've been talking about it for over a year. I've been trading for a couple of years and just making money because it went up to 15. I bought it when it was like, I think $4 or $5 a long time ago, and it ran up to like 10. I sold some $10 cover calls. Then it ran to like 15. I moved those to like $12 cover calls, expiring 2026, right? And then I scaled back, and I went from 12 to 10s. Brought in more premium, and then I went from 10s to 750s, brought in more premium, and then when it went down to like 3 something, I bought those back for like nothing. And so I was able to basically make money on the way up, make money on the way down, and my shares are still there, right? So now what am I doing? I just rolled some more, right? And I'm getting paid to buy the stock. And I've been getting paid to buy the stock for over a year, and I keep rolling. I've kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and I'm bringing in $1,900 every time. 900, $1,000, $1,200 every time. Okay, at this point, it's probably going to end up being free for me once I end up getting these shares. But that's how you do it, right? I just basically I believe in a company. I think I'm going to make money. When it show weakness, when it goes down 10, 15, 20% of the day, I go through a cash secure put, and if I feel like, it still has a little more to give, so to speak, or there's opportunity, you roll. You roll. That's how you do it. That's why I tell you guys, don't be afraid of the upside and don't be afraid of the downside. Um, let's see here. I mean, Misty of the Tree Woodcrafts is saying, ahoy, Lucky 14. Roaring Yiddy's in the house saying, what's up, fools? What's up, Yiddy? I hope you're doing well, man. So yeah, guys, that's where we're at. There's opportunity everywhere, right? You just have to like pick and choose where it is that you want to go, where it is that you're trying to do. SOXS is at a 52-week low. Don't be afraid to go in and start nibbling, right? SMCI barely up today. Roblox a little up. Sentinel One is another one of the Savage 20s. Sentinel One is up 3.5% today. Don't be afraid to go in through a cash secure put, some $18 cash secure put expiring November, right? And then bring in some premium. Um, TerraWolf. TerraWolf is up 5% today. Today would have been a good day to sell some $12 covered calls expiring November, bring in like $1 in change in premium. Not terrible. Riot is down a bit today. It was up 3%, and it's taking a little hit right now. No big deal. Wait for it to come back down to 14. Do some cash secure puts. Get paid to buy the stock. Open Door is 968 now. Look at that. It was just $10. It was just $10. It was 994, and now it's 960. Look, guys, I told you, man. Cover calls, some $12 cover calls out to like November. Bring in some cash, make it real. Some $13 cover calls, make it real. Worst case scenario, you get taken out of $1,300 for per contract. What is wrong with that? Don't get caught oinking around, man. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Don't get caught oinking around, man. BBAI, BBAI was up today, 5-6% almost. So again, that's another one. I like the stock. $7 cash secure puts expiring 2027. Those bring you in like I think over 360 at this point. So it's more than 50% return on investment. What bank is going to give you that? Don't be afraid to go in through a $7 cash secure put, because I don't think this company is going to be worth $7 in 2027. It's free money. Same thing with GME. Don't be afraid of $30 cash secure put expiring January or April. Take the money. It's free money. They're handing it to you. They're fucking handing it to you and say, please take my money. Might as well be you, not someone else. Let's see. IOVA is down today. PROP was green. It's coming back down. Smart Rent. You missed Open Door. You feel like you missed Open Door. It's too expensive for your taste now. You're like, ooh, 100 shares will be like $1,000 right now. A cash secure put, an $8 cash secure put would have to be like $800, and even if I get $200 back, it's still $600. Well, guess what? Smart Rent, it's sitting at 145 right now. SMRT is the ticker. It's 145, and you can make a lot of money with this one because it is also a real estate play, and the street hasn't found out about it just yet. It's there. There's nothing. There's no paper for sale. It's just sitting idle. The volume, if anything, is like maybe a million every day. Like there's no volume. Wait until the street finds out about it. It's sitting at 145 a share right now. ICCM, it's $1 a share right now. Ice Cure Medical, that's another one that I'm looking at closely. It's $1 a share. A lot of opportunity there. Quan Mesai, QSI is the ticker. It's up 5% today. I'm just, sometimes you got to buy some cheap stock, and you got to read into what it does. You got to have some conviction and say, you know what? I see some opportunity here. Don't be afraid to buy 100 shares. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? You lose $100. I'm sure you've done a lot stupider shit and lost like way more money than that. And best case scenario, these 10Xs, right? If it 10Xs, you made $1,000. To what? $100 became 1,000. You made $900. What is wrong with that? Nano Dimension, NNDM. It's up 1.5% today. Another one. A lot of opportunity there. Yeah, it's $1.45 a share. Don't be afraid to start nibbling and saying, "Hey, what's the worst that could happen? I lose $145." Well, I mean, right? I mean, you're in the market. Sometimes you're gonna have to make a decision and say, you know what? Sometimes everything's a risk, right? You're here to make money. Now, of course, you're gonna not always go into like these little small cap stocks, and you want to go into like the Nvidias, the Sofis, the Unities. But sometimes, you sell a covered call, you bring in $300, $400, and you're like, I'm gonna take $100 of this, buy 100 shares of this. I'm gonna take 150 of this, so I spent $250 buying 200 shares of these little companies. and I took in $150 of profit for me. What was the worst that could happen? You just grew your portfolio, if anything, right? That's how you do it, guys. Um, Bull, we bull is up today, and it was up almost 5% at a point. Now it's up 4%. I love it. I told you guys, 1250 cash secure puts when it was in $13 land. Um, out to January, we're bringing in 250. Now those are $1. You would have made almost 60%, man. $15 cash secure puts out to October. They're bringing you 250 right now. Not terrible. Not terrible. You're essentially buying a 250, a 1250. $15 cash secure puts out to January can give you $360. There's nothing wrong with that. You're essentially buying the stock at like 1140. What is wrong with that? It's a great company. It's gonna make a lot of money. Right now, it went public and people, bought it at like $80 and it got shorted. Obviously, a lot of profit taking, a lot of shorting, and right now it's gotta like find its footing, right? But I have a very good feeling on this. Remember, Robin Hood was at $8 to $10 for like 6 months, 8 months. Expect that from this. Meanwhile, get paid to buy it. Bring in a lot of premium. Bring in premium. Use that premium to buy the stock at market price, or wait for red days and then buy more cash secure puts, more premium. That's how you do it, my friends. That's how you grow your portfolio. The trading desk is 45.58. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. That is my cue. Let's go to December 19th, cash secure puts. Oh, nice. Okay. I may go in with a $45. I want to put a stinker of $6. $45 cash secure put, 12.19. Let's put a stinker of $6. It's a 540 right now. If they want me to buy the friggin' company, I want to do it at 39 cents. All right. You're gonna do what I want. Anyways, hey knuckleheads. It's time to get going here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. It's been an hour. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Be here or be squared. You guys already know I'm the Savage of Wall Street. We're here to make money, right? We're here to make 100 millionaires that watch me constantly. I see you guys give me some thumbs up. I appreciate it. I sold some of my open for 350 profit so I can sell some cash secure puts tomorrow. Says Roaring Yiddy. I like that. SOXX fire. Yes, SOXX. That's it's a 52-week low right now. Why not go in for a little bit? 350 a share profit should have held. Should have, could have, would have. The whole point is that you made money, right? That's the name of the game. You made money. It's all good. You could have easily lost 350. Right? So I'd rather make 350 than lose 350 a share. 650 million traded on open so far. Oh, wait for a billion, man. It's gonna get there. Jude K, take care, Savage and all. Yeah, man. I'm out of here, knuckleheads. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow, same time, same channel. I'll see you guys. All right. In the meantime, look for opportunity. Don't be afraid to go through a cash secure put on something that's down 10, 15%. And don't be afraid to sell some covered calls if your stock is over 10%, 15% in the green today. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you're making money, right? Nobody tells you when to sell, but you're picking basically your strike. You're picking how much to get paid, and you're picking a premium. Make that money real. Do the same. Thank you, Savage. Take care, Savage and all UK. Misty, thank you for watching. Roaring, thank you for watching. D Visual Large, thank you for watching. Dude, thank you for watching. Andres de la Torre, Mr. Lucky, thank you for watching. Kalua Dre, thank you for watching. Susan Shops, thank you for watching. Ken's mom, thank you for watching. Ricardo Canales and CKT, thank you for watching. Karen D, thank you for watching. Mark C, Jay Gill, and Tom Kaufman, thank you for watching, guys. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.